out there. Right, see you later.
Guys, I'm here maybe with Pete. I don't know. He's on and off screen. He's so... what are you doing, Pete? No, I've just been faffing around and now I'm blaming him because he's like, I'll be back later. I am here with Pete Cann, the laughter man. We met, almost probably close to a year ago to this day, when Pete invited me to pass the laughter phone ahead of World Laughter Day in 2020. Pete's on a fun-filled mission to bring the positive benefits of laughter to the world, and he wants to help 1 million people to laugh by the end of 2021, which is a huge, ambitious goal, but totally, totally doable. And I absolutely love people with big goals, big hearts and smiles on their faces, which is totally this dude right here. Since discovering laughter yoga, Pete's transformed his business and family life and now wants to share his infectious secrets and get the planet laughing along with him. So you'll find Pete, his trademark red hat and his happy vibe on so many different platforms. He's always on about Clubhouse at the moment to me. I'm going to pop all the links in the description of the video here. But Pete, thank you so much for joining me today.
It's my pleasure. That's a mouthful, wasn't
it? Intro done. So the reason I brought Pete on is because I really wanted to chat to him and have you guys witness it about business and laughter, because what I see out there in the laughter world is so many passionate people, so many excited people, so many people wanting to spread the good word of laughter, as I say, and not having a clue how to actually set up a business, get things rolling, get paid a reasonable amount of money that's actually going to make it their career rather than just some fun side thing that they do. So Pete has started down that path. He had a chefing agency, obviously with COVID, lockdowns, all that kind of thing. That business went on pause quite a while ago and has slowly been coming back. Pete, do you want to tell us a little bit about firstly, when you started getting into laughter yoga, and then when the pivot was for you with all that happened last year?
Yeah, definitely. Excuse me. So, so basically 2016 is when I discovered laughter yoga. I was at a festival called WOMAD in the UK, and I was in the Arboretum, walking through the Arboretum. I heard laughter and I thought to myself, there must be a comedian. So as I walked around the corner, thinking there was going to be a comedian on stage, there was 100 people just lying on the floor laughing. I was just like, whoa, I know I'm at a festi, but what's going on? And there was a sign next to it saying laughter yoga daily at 11:30. And I like to laugh. I'm quite a laughy type of guy anyway. So I said to Chloe, my wife, and the kids, I said, I'm going to go do laughter yoga tomorrow. And Chloe was like, yeah, go on, go and enjoy yourself. So I went the next day, and as you know, with laughter yoga, like the lying down bit was the end. So we did all the laughing and the breathing exercises and doing all these exercises, which was really, I was just getting well into it, doing the giggle phone, doing the all this stuff. And then when we all lay down, I just couldn't stop laughing. And the first time we ever do that, it's just amazing, and I was just like, just couldn't stop laughing. It must have been easily 5 minutes, possibly even 10 minutes. And then I thought I'd stopped. And then someone just set me off on my left. And then I set this woman off on the right. And that was it. We were just going again. And once Steve, who ran the session, sort of brought us all back into the meditation, the grounding of meditation, I just sort of, I was just stumbling around a bit, just in a massive daze, just like, wow, I can't believe I feel like this. And it's just like the fact that, laughter made me feel so amazing and so just fired up and lit inside. And I went and saw Chloe, literally met Chloe and kids at the kids field, which was just around the corner. I was like that. And she's like, what are you on? I was like, this is laughter. This is laughter. And then so that was so that was 2016. And in 2017 we went, because we go to WOMAD every year. So that year I said to Chloe, I said, look, I'm going to do, because it was on the Thursday, the Friday, Saturday, Sunday full session, as well as a little TP session as well. So I just basically just went to everything, and just got completely consumed in the laughter yoga. And Steve, who was running it, sort of kept bumping into him during the festival as well. There's 40,000 people, but this guy's got big curly hair, big curly mustache, and like I kept like obviously attracted to him somehow. And then we were just chatting whilst we were watching a band, and we were just laughing together and stuff. And I then said, look, I'd love to come and learn this. This is something, you know, I was properly hooked straight away.
Yeah.
And yeah, so then that's sort of how I discovered it. And sort of a little fast forward, so 2019, Steve, like 2018, there was no laughter yoga because Steve stepped down. So 2019, I put my hat in the ring, pardon the pun, and I ended up, you know, it was probably my fifth ever job, and I had like 100 odd people around me just laughing, and it was just like for 4 days, it was electric. And so that was sort of,
and that's at WOMAD, right?
Yeah, WOMAD Festival. Yeah. So, and I've been booked for this year, so I do that because obviously we're still in COVID times. But so yeah, that was really, really good. And but still running the chef agency, so still, you know, and we still have the chef agency. Now, what I realized quite quickly when I discovered the laughter, and I went and trained to do the laughter yoga. So it was 2019 in January. I was at a retreat with some other business owners. And I said, look, let me run a laughter yoga session in the morning. And they're like, yeah, go on, Pete, just do it. And so I just went on, like I was looking at Madan's videos, just like, right, okay, got to do that. Just piecing together a little session. And I did this session, and I think there was about 16 business owners in the room. And I laid down with them as well. So we were just like literally just creased up at the end, laughing. And in that evening, they asked, we were all saying, well, what are we going to do for 2019? What's your goal? What's the one thing you want to achieve? And I said, I want to start a laughter club. And everybody's just like, you need to do this, Pete. So that's where, and then someone there offered me a job and said, look, I've got a choir, lots of different choirs that she runs, and they do a boot camp once a year. And she said, it's in like 3 weeks time. Will you come and run it for me? Will you come and do a session? I was like, yeah, sure. How many people? She's like 150. I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine, let's do it. And so, you know, I remember speaking to one of the laughter yoga like someone that I'd done a couple of laughter sessions with, and said, look, do what I need to learn, like what's the best way of learning, you know, how should I run this? And she's like, just go and do the leader training. So again, I just remember being at this leader training, and there's like 5 of us sat in the room, and there was a couple of teachers that were bringing laughter into their school classes, wanted to learn some stuff. And then it came to me, and I was like, I've got a job on next week. And they're like, all right. I was like, it's 150 people. They're like, okay. And I was like, so I need to learn what I'm doing. And then, so yeah, I just like did it. And then, so I just, again, 150 people. So I'm just on this little stool, stood up on this stool, and they were all female choir, like Welsh ladies, like well up for the crack, just up for a laugh anyway. And I just had them all doing a round of London's Burning, but ha 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 ha. And then it was just like moving around, and it was just like this crescendo. It was amazing feeling, and then just had them all laughing together, and I just knew then, Bianca, that this is what I wanted to do. I just had that feeling in my body where I was just like, okay, I can do this. Yeah. I've just done it with 150 people. And so I'm going to fast forward again. So I'm just chatting up. It's my story.
No, so fine.
Yeah, cool.
Part of what we're here for.
Yes. And then in so so basically in March 2020, so last March, about a year ago, obviously lockdown kicked, and our business that supplies pubs, restaurants, hotels, literally just, well, not the whole thing. I mean, we turned, so to give you a bit of perspective, like the year before, well, the last few years, we turned over £1.5 million. So it's a sizable country, sizable thank you. But obviously take away all the pubs, restaurants, hotels and everything, then all of a sudden our turnover, and we've just done our accounts, and we turned over just over 300,000. So it shows how much of a kick that took. And not only did we lose the revenue, we've lost the team. So we literally went from 3 people down to, we've got 1 person left now. Our office, we're literally just giving our office away now, to not giving it away, but just saying, well, we don't need this space anymore. So a lot of stuff has happened. But what happened right at the beginning of lockdown is that, because I was laughing on a daily basis anyway, and I just grouped up with a couple of people. We just started doing this laughter basically in the morning, every morning, and we were doing every evening. And it really helped me, like really helped me. And not for the fact that just like, oh yeah, it's all fun. Hey, it was just like, yeah, my business is all gone. Oh my goodness. It's like, but actually I couldn't do any of that, anything. I couldn't control any of that, but you can control your mind. And so I really dived deep into the laughter. And it took probably it was about 5 or 6 weeks in where we were doing Zoom laughter, and there was probably like 6 or 7 of us on. And I sort of naturally took a bit of a lead on some of the sessions and started running them, and it was a copycat thing. And I was like, wait there, there's something in this, because I was doing a couple of corporate jobs beforehand, not many, because again, running the business, but all of a sudden I was just like, look, I think I can do this as an offering to companies. So again, because I'm a business owner, I know a lot of other business owners. I just started reaching out. I made a couple of calls to some of my contacts saying, look, let me do a session. I'll do it for free. I just want to trial it and just to see if it works. And it did. And then the next thing I know, I was just like, right. Then someone said, well, actually, I do want to book you, because what they did, they posted the video session I did for their team for free. They put it on LinkedIn. And all of a sudden, off the back of that, someone rang me or messaged me on LinkedIn and said, I'd love to do this. And I was like, okay, that's cool. £100, I think, well, £120. Yep, cool. Okay, brilliant. So I did it, and then next thing, from there, that snowballed to somebody else, and it all goes back to, I know exactly the person that started the chain at the top end, and it's so yeah, so that's how it's all started. And it's like today I've got 2 corporate jobs today. I've got 5 this week in total. So it's good. It's really good. Yeah. So
yeah, that's awesome. And we've had a bit of a journey. We've got a bit of a green shake going on in the morning. I know we were talking last week, and this is where we decided to line this interview up, and chatting about how things are going and what you've got set up. And I wanted to ask you, like, what, if you're happy to reveal, like, what structures and plans do you have in place? I know you've got a team now working with the laughter stuff. You've got people doing copywriting and different things. Like, take us through your decision-making process in how to set up the foundations for your life business.
Yeah. So I started obviously on my own at the beginning and just did everything. And I'm fortunate that I've learned in over 13 years of business how to do lots of stuff. So all of the nitty gritty, the different platforms that I can, like, Zapier, there's one where it links between different, there's loads, I can tell you all them all, but I've learned them how to do them. So I started building up some email campaigns. I started building out my list, which is important. You just need to start building a list of people, that's you market to your list. Yeah. And it was so I started doing that. And then I think LinkedIn was probably the first bit that actually, because for me, LinkedIn was very much like, especially with the chef agency, I didn't go on it. I was just like, I'm the managing director of this company, and knew a few chefs, knew a few publicans. And again, someone said, oh, you should, and a friend of mine said, you need to go on LinkedIn, have a go on it, because people who are on LinkedIn are business people. Okay, it's not a business network. It is, but the people are willing to pay money to you for your services if you can position yourself correctly, and they be slightly different. So I started doing the LinkedIn stuff, and then soon I was like, actually, I want to be on more platforms than just LinkedIn. So I started then, I'm trying to think of the first person I brought on was probably a virtual assistant, actually, because I send an email out every week. And what I was finding is that it was just all just pressing on me. I was like, all right, I've got to write this email. I've got to do this. And I was getting quite overwhelmed quite quickly. So actually, by bringing on a virtual assistant that would then, like, literally on every Wednesday, so at some point today, I'll get a little nudge from her saying, can you just send me the copy? And it just gives me that nudge to just go, right, I've just got to write an email, write the email, send it to her, then she just builds it out. Okay, I could do that. I could settle that up. But actually, for the amount of headspace, and because again, if people that, you know, if you've got to be consistent, you've got to turn up every week. If you're sending a weekly email, you've got to be there every week. And if you miss a week, then it's easy to miss 2 weeks then, and then 3 weeks. And then before you know it, it's like 3 months down the line, you haven't sent an email out to your list, which is, it's criminal really, because these people want to hear from you. They want to learn about what you do. Exactly.
Lock me up. Lock me up.
Yeah. But it's easy, Bianca. It's easy to not do it. And then you start getting to the other stage where you're like, I haven't sent an email for like 3 months, 4 months, 5 months. Oh, it's going to be a bit weird to send that email. I feel a bit conscious about doing it, but actually you just need to do it. So yeah, like, so yeah, that, I suppose the headspace was, you know, and I'll be honest, between me, you, and whoever's watching, I haven't really made any money yet. I have made money, but it's all gone back into the pot, you know, because I say fortunately, we're still not making money out of the chef agency, but me and Chloe had a proper chat, and I said, look, I need till the end of April to be self-sufficient. But before that, I just need that little bit of support from you, from the business, to say, right, okay, I can afford to spend like videographer. That was something else that I put money into, and like the guy, you know, I got some professional headshots done straight away, because again, it's all about positioning yourself as, you know, again, like if you had a bank like Barclays Bank or HSBC, you know, or HSBC's in Australia, I think, isn't it? Is that a bank that you've got?
I don't know.
A bank, you know, a bank where
a lot of the audience who watch on YouTube and things aren't in Australia or the UK anyway. Big bank.
Think a bank. Think of a bank. Think of someone that works at a bank. But if they turn up to your website and it's all a little bit like grainy, a bit bitty, a bit you don't, you know, you can't, like, they're probably not going to call you for a start, because they're like, well, actually, this person doesn't like, they don't, you may be the most skillful person in the world, you might have the most knowledge of what you do, but if you don't make yourself look like, you know, with the shininess, then people aren't going to call you. You know, I've had calls where people come to me that have, and I always ask them, you know, have you spoke to anyone else? Yeah, we spoke to this other person. Okay, but we like the videos we've seen of you. We liked your website. We like this. And all of a sudden, all the selling's been done for you because you've already put it out there. So when people call you, they already, you know, they know what they're to expect. They've already seen a video of what you're doing as well. And I think video's key when it comes to laughter yoga. You know, it's because they've got to buy into you, haven't they, of who you are and what you're about.
It blew my mind when I started doing my laughter yoga videos in 2016, I think was my first one. There was barely anything out there. Like I would search and I would find, you know, Robert Reverse. I would find Sebastian Gendry with Laughter Wellness. Bits and pieces of like trainings, really dodgy looking videos. No one putting it out there. No one. And that I kind of, while I was focused on my coaching business, and I was like, yeah, I'll just record some laughter for, you know, shits and gigs. It's like, I was like, why is no one owning this digital space? Like, what is going on here? There's pretty much no one. Now I know of a few other people, and I, you know, follow some people and things on YouTube, but I completely agree with you. It's like, the video is going to sell it, and people just love laughing with you, and they bond with you through that. So it's like, why would you not be getting that out there so they can already bond with you, already fall in love with the whole process and you and your facilitation?
Yeah, I know. And it's and a lot of people, you know, some barrier to entry, I think, there is that they're worried about what, you know, the quality of the video. But actually, we all start somewhere. You know, some of the videos that I've looked at of the stuff that I've put out, not so much the laughter stuff. Well, actually, yeah, some of the laughter stuff as well. But some of my early videos that I used to do, I look at it, it's like, but, you know, the more you put out there, get comfortable with this little blue dot that's here, the more you're comfortable with this thing there, because it is the future. You know, it's like they say, I think it's by the end of this year, 80% of search volume is going to be done on video. So it's like, if you're not on the video track, you're going to get left behind. And, you know, it depends again what you want out of your laughter business. If you want to make some serious money, it doesn't have to be serious money, but if you want it to be a career choice and, you know, to support your lifestyle, you need to start putting stuff out there. You need to be getting your content out there, because you can't rely on just knocking on a couple of community center doors and asking, like, can I do this for your club for $40 or whatever? Unless it's just a hobby. If it's just a hobby, then that's all good. You know, I'm fully behind that as well. But like, you know, you ultimately you need to know how much money you need to bring into your life to be able to support the life that you wish to live. And if that's, you know, if that is $1,000 a month, then what does $1,000 look like? Well, how many jobs do you need to do? Like, and what do those jobs need to look like?
Yeah, I love that. And I love what you're saying there. And I think if people are this far into the video, they're probably interested in building their laughter businesses. And I hope you guys have been taking notes, because it's like he's been dropping some gold here. I feel like I almost need to edit in like all the little points and just be like, did you hear that? Did you see that? So basically what we're talking about is setting up on one platform, doing that right first. It's not something that you said, but I feel that's something you would believe in. Having a clear professional public image, reaching out to different people and starting with people you know first. Like, you always know people, right? Just get your foot in the door, get some experience to start with, and then moving to different platforms, you know, allowing the flow on effect to come from those referrals. I think in entrepreneurship, it can be that either or. It's like, no, I can't do it for free because then I'll get stuck in the free trap. Or the flip side of that, where people are in the free/very cheap cycle, where they just keep going with that because they're scared to up their prices, because will people actually pay for that? I don't really know. I'm on a bouncy ball, by the way. So
I was just like,
it squeaked before, and I'm like, I feel like I need to let people know that it's not me farting or something. It's my legs moving on the ball.
It's so to go back to the free bit. Okay, so I did how many free sessions? Quite a few free sessions at the beginning, but there was a caveat to me doing a free session. Now that free session was the fact that, let me just get it, I was going to record it on my phone. Basically, I want to come into your team, I will do a session for nothing, but I want to be able to record it on the phone. And at the end of it, I want to get a testimonial from you to let me know how you felt. And that was it. And then I edited it on the phone. And again, it's not hard. You've got to spend a bit of energy looking and learning, but ultimately, you know, or you could get it done professionally by someone else. But there are so many tools on on my phone. I can't remember what the platform's called now, because I haven't done it for such a long time, but basically you just take these little clips and you put a little clip and you can put a little bit of writing on there. And again, it's not the most glamorous edit. It's not like HD presentation. It's not 4K, blah, blah, blah. But it just shows me in action. It shows what I do. And it also showed what people were saying about how they felt after the session. And that's the important thing, is if you can get your customers or somebody to say how good they feel from doing what you do, then that's when you can start saying, well, actually, I'm worth £100. I'm worth $200, whatever. And then, you know, like you said with the price point as well, it's just like, if you're in there playing for the free, the cheap or low cost, you could just be a busy fool, busy. But actually, you know, and someone said something to me the other day which really resonated with me. And, you know, again, under the hat, bit of like exposure here, that he said, if you're not losing 20% of your quotes, you're not charging enough. And I was like, boom, that's like, and I was winning so much, I was like, right, I just literally put another $60 on my price overnight, went, right, it's an extra 60, and I'm still winning them. So I was just like, right, okay, next one, up a little bit, until you've got to find that ceiling, because there'll be a bit where people will say no, and you'll go, okay, that's fine. So what are you, you know, what's your budget? And if they say something that's below where you want to go, then it's just like, well, actually, that means they don't value you, which means you're not going to value yourself, which then is not a great place to be in.
Are we writing this down, guys? We're writing this down. I completely agree. And I think there's nothing wrong with doing a free session if you're doing what you did. And I've seen those videos. I don't remember if I saw them on your website or your YouTube, but I've seen those clips of those sessions of what the people were saying. And I was like, I need videos like this, because a lot of my laughter audience are through YouTube. I don't run a full-time laughter business. Like, I'm a coach. I do laughter stuff when it crops up, and I love that. But it is gold. And if you want to go to Pete's, where is it? Is it on your YouTube, your website, both?
Yeah, my YouTube channel. Yeah, Pete Cann, the Laughter Man, I think is YouTube. Yeah. Oh, well, the welcome video on the YouTube and on my website now is a high res version. That's where I've got my videographer to do that and just edit. And again, it's people telling the story. It's not me telling the story. It's not me going, look, I'm really good. This is what I do. I'm amazing what I do. This is amazing. Look, I love it. It's everybody else going, I feel fantastic after that. And actually I feel really energized. All the other bit, I feel really creative. All the stuff that I'm saying, but someone else is telling the story for you. And then you just put little bits of video in there, overlay. It's quite basic marketing, but it's probably the most powerful marketing.
Yeah. And essentially just doing a trade, right? You're going in laughing. Like, that's not hard.
I'm going to show you something else today as well. This is going to blow your mind.
Here we go.
It's going to blow your mind, Bianca. So have you heard of something called lumpy mail?
No, never.
No. I didn't think you had, but that's fine. So you imagine, like, okay, when you get stuff sent to you in the post, right? A lot of it is like in a white envelope. It's a white, like, isn't it? Yeah. But if you get sent like an envelope that's a bit lumpy, a bit padded with a stamp on it, or handwritten, you know, all of a sudden you're like, which one are you going to open first? That's the first question. Are you going to open the white or the brown envelope, or are you going to open the big colorful envelope with a lump?
Oh, colorful.
Perfect. So then when you open it, I nearly got me too. You open it and
Please
get one of these. Then that's, and I haven't done this yet, but I know full well the people that I'm sending it to are going to open this straight away. They're just going to go, what is this all about? There's going to be a whole nice sales letter about how laughter is beneficial for you, and loads of testimonials throughout. And it's going to get me some exposure. It's going to get people picking up the phone to me, just because they're just going to go, that's amazing. Like, I can't believe you made me feel like this. But the reason I wanted to show you this, because this makes me laugh so much. Right, ready? Oh, wait there.
Sounds really creepy with all of them.
I love it. Absolutely love it.
I love it.
It's just thinking outside the box. I mean,
exactly. Laughter itself helps you do that. And this is where, I mean, guys, I brought Pete here because I want to see more people do well with their laughter businesses. I want to see more people, like the laughter industry, be known as an industry, not people being like, oh, I've heard of laughter yoga. Oh, there's an industry. Oh, you studied laughter wellness. What is that? Like, no, I want people to know that this is an actual thing. I dream of the day that there's like laughter studios the same way there's yoga studios on every freaking corner. Like, let's get that happening with laughter. So this is why I brought Pete here, because he's just doing it so beautifully. Look at those pictures over there. On point. Look. And just this creativity and this fun and this play that can be in your business, and you barely even need permission to do that when you're in a laughter business. Like, other entrepreneurs struggle with it because they think they got to be serious and cool and all that kind of stuff. No, in laughter, we can do whatever we want. Like, really, we're there to bring that joy just the same way as Pete's sending these in the mail. Like, oh my God, I'd be calling him and booking him. I'd be like, okay, we have no budget left for this year, but like, what about next year? Let's get him in. New Year's laughter. Like, right?
But this is the thing as well. It's just like, and also just another thing to think about is like, and the terminology is called, I call it an avatar. It's like, what does your ideal customer look like? What do they look like? Okay, so are they, I can tell you exactly what the ideal customer is, but what my avatar is, and I'm going to go on, I'll share it with you, right?
Please. Yeah,
so basically, so female, 35 to 55, maybe 60-year-old female, okay, works in a HR department or a recruitment department within a big company. They've got a family, they've got a couple of kids, she's got a busy husband that's got a business, they've got a couple of dogs, and basically she's just looking for something to bring to her team. So whether she is actually a business owner or a HR, she's looking for somebody that can come into their team because she's aware of wellness, she does yoga, she's aware of mindfulness, because these are things that she brings into her own life to deal with her busy lifestyle, but she doesn't know about laughter yoga. And that's my avatar. That's the person that I am always thinking about as I'm sending out my stuff to people when I'm doing my videos. And actually, when I start looking at the people that are watching my videos, the people that are engaging with me, you know, replying to my emails, the people in my laughter club that I've just set up, funny enough, they're all female, they're all of that certain age group. And they, you know, they're just, because that's the person that I'm aiming for. You know, and I'm not saying that men don't laugh, that's not what I'm saying, but ultimately, you know, females, ladies are more open to letting yourself go through laughter. Men, it's a harder nut to crack. So why would I, like, and I don't get it wrong, I do want to get into men's mental health, I want to do that, I'd love to get into some fire brigades and police force and football teams, you know, just to go, look boys, this is what it's all about. But you know, ladies are just more open to laughing, and it's weird. I suppose because I'm a man, I don't get it. I'm like, why? Is it the yoga? I don't think it is. I think what it is, it's the fact that it's you, when you laugh uncontrollably, you are not in control of yourself. Like your whole body is just gone into this space, and I think men don't like getting into that headspace. I don't think they want to go there, whereas ladies are more happy to get there. So anyway, that's, think about your avatar, because ultimately that mine hang out on LinkedIn. That's where they are, you know, that's where they.
Yeah. And that's just gold. Like, this interview has been more gold than I've expected, people, because this is where so many entrepreneurs get stuck. Is this, like, I've got a student going through my Skyrocket system right now, and it's like, just keeps playing, not really sure who she's targeting. So I'm like, it's very hard for me to help you nail your ideal client and get them coming into your workshops, get them paying you one-on-one, if you can't choose who they are, because exactly what Pete said, that's who you're talking to. And the other thing I want to reiterate in case it got missed is, like, he's talking to, and his ideal person is the HR. Does that mean that he's not laughing with the whole company and men and women and managers and staff and whatever? No, that's who he laughs with, but he's got who he's targeting. If you want to work with kids, you need to target the parents, right? You're not talking to the kids. Please don't target your social media to kids. It's weird. Unless you're a professional child entertainer or kids band or something. Even still, the parents,
it's still not the kid
to your concert.
Exactly. It's to say, you know, it's just knowing who you want to work with, because again, a lot of people, and I'll say this about some of the laughter yogis, you know, it's like they maybe don't feel comfortable in a corporate environment. They just, because they're not from a corporate world, they're maybe more spiritual, which is great. It's fantastic. So maybe they're more comfortable, you know, going for more of the clubs, more of the sort of more I'm trying to think, like, not they don't feel comfortable going out to find a HR manager. They might get the odd corporate gig here and there because they know Sandra, who is the HR manager, and Sandra said, well, actually, let's get you in to trial this. But you know, but I'm a firm believer, same as you, Bianca, that we, you know, laughter, there should be laughter in every, like, it's just so good for us. And it's just like, and just the more we bang the drum, people will come, and they will just keep coming. And the other thing that I had to learn quite early on, and luckily for me, Mrs. Cann, Chloe is, she gets it. She likes seeing Pete happy, definitely. She likes seeing a happy dad, and the kids like seeing a happy dad. But for me to go, look, let's do a laughter session, she's like, no, it's not for me. But that's fine. So it made me realize quite early, that actually although I feel that everyone should do this, that it's not for everyone. And like, the more, if you just keep putting out what you put out, the people will attract, your tribe will attract to you. And yeah, so but it's just consistent. You've just got to consistently turn up. That's really, really important.
Yeah. Amazing. I love it. I feel like we're complete. There's so much more we can talk about, but I feel like for today's chat, we're good. Guys, if you do have questions on Facebook, let's say, pop them in the comments. If you got questions on YouTube, Pete's not able to be tagged in on YouTube. Oh, actually, yes, you can. Yeah, give it a go. Sure. Tag him in a comment. Really, like, I really, really encourage you, if you are an entrepreneur or especially wanting to start a laughter business, to replay this video and take notes, because I work with people, I work with entrepreneurs starting businesses, I mentor them through, and so much of what Pete has shared here is absolute gold and can get you through so many of the big sticking points, like the niche. Like, just choose. You can change it later. Just choose someone and talk to them, please, and target your content to them. But so much of what's been offered here and shared here so openly, it's just so valuable, and you may not even realize it yet. So take notes, follow Pete if you're not already following him. It's going to be here somewhere. Find all the links to his places.
Just hashtag the laughter man, you'll find me. But you know, off the back of it, Bianca, if anybody does want to ask me any questions, you know, I've really enjoyed opening up to it, because, you know, it isn't hard. It isn't, but you've got to turn up. You've got to turn up. But is it hard? Is it hard? Actually, it is hard. It is hard, but it's, if you want it that badly, you can go and get it. That's the point. I think, you know, no one's going to just give you this on the plate. No one's just going to go, oh, there you go. You know, like, I've been there are days where I've put in like 15, 16, 17 hour days, not every day. And I'm starting to now calm it down a little bit and be more aware of my family life and what I want from this. But the point is, you've got to put the grind in. You have to put the effort in. If it's something you really, really are passionate about and that you really, really want, just keep showing up and keep putting the hours in, and it will come. It's not going to be overnight though. You've got to, you know, this has been a year, like you said, Bianca, that we first met from doing the Giggle Phone. Yeah, because that's like literally next month, isn't it? World Laughter Day again. So
yeah. Yes. Awesome. Contact Pete. Get around it. Build your laughter businesses. Do it. Let's bring laughter to the world. And I feel like we should just end with some laughter. Should we just do a laughter jam like we did the other day? I'm gonna get off my balls. Get off this big ball.